Hey guys, welcome
Okay.
back to the channel. Today we are back with Keegan. Um, we're just going to get right into it. Links to all my stuff in the description. All right. So today's topic, we're going to be talking about trans rights, or about what exactly about trans did you want to talk about? Hello.
Just the right and just it in general.
All right.
Just
Do you think that trans
the
people
tr
deserve the same rights as everyone else?
What I don't think is okay.
Did you say you don't think it's healthy? It's kind of cutting out there.
Just the stuff in general. I said I don't think it's okay to encourage mental illness. Or-
Okay, so gender dysphoria is a thing that has
Yes.
been proven. Yes, we can both agree on
Yes.
that. But
I can, yes.
studies have shown that transitioning can help and them to be themselves actually helps with it. And it, how to word this right.
Yeah.
But
I know what you're saying. Um, but it's just not a healthy thing to go through. I don't think you're any less of a person if you are trans. I think you
you cut out there.
um I don't think you're less of a person. I just think you need to get help.
Well, there. I think that there should be therapy, but there shouldn't be like conversion. The conversion things that should be banned. Conversion therapy should be banned.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's okay though for like a 5 or 10, even a 17-year-old. I don't even think like, well, I feel like a girl today. That must mean I'm a girl today. It cannot and should not work like that.
All right. I'm going to tackle one thing at a time. The thing you said about 10, 5, 10, 17-year olds, I do not support actual medically transitioning at that age. I support things like puberty
Yeah.
blockers and hormone therapy because puberty
Hmm.
blockers,
Yeah.
it just blocks puberty, and as soon as you get off them, you just go through a late puberty if they were to change their minds.
Hmm. Yeah.
I think they should be allowed to express themselves how they would like to, but medically transitioning is, I agree, is not a good idea for someone under 18 because, well, in my opinion, it should be under 25 even because most people's
Yeah.
brains are developed by 25. But that's a whole nother issue of why I think 18 should not be the legal age of things. It's not really even anyway. 21, you get to do most things. The laws
Hmm.
around that are just. But you said something else. What did you say after that?
Uh, I don't think that. Ah, frick, what did I say? Um, I cannot remember what the crap. Uh, I think my other point was something around the lines of a just saying that the younger people can't physically comprehend that as at their age or whatever. Even at the age of 18, you can't comprehend stuff like that. And it's a horrible thing that people go through, sadly. Yes. Probably just like
Well, I think that we should be teaching like gender, sexuality, things like that at, I would say 14 would be the age. A lot of people that's on the left, like I am, will say something like 11 or 12, but I think,
defining it, and
what?
I didn't say it.
Okay. A lot of people that's on my side of the political spectrum would say things like 11 or 12 when puberty starts, but I think 14 is like the age for most. By 14, most people are teenagers or they go through puberty by that age. And I think they should
Yeah.
understand things like sex education, gender, and sexuality. I don't support stuff like that being taught in preschool or anything, but I
Hmm.
but if a child has questions, a teacher should have a right to help them because some parents just won't accept they won't even talk about it to their children and help them out. It's not grooming. That's not grooming. That's a conservative narrative really among the mainstream conservative talking points, and it's not true. That's not grooming. And I mean, this also goes into like
Okay, but
oh, okay, go ahead.
yeah, I have a counter to that. So yes, if a student was to approach a teacher and would say that they were able to answer said question, what's stopping it from being a conservative teacher and saying this is a mental illness, saying, hey, you need to be put in a mental asylum or something like that? I mean, my point being is you can't. I first off, I wouldn't feel comfortable if I had a child and knowing that a teacher was telling my child certain things that first off are incorrect. Second off, that could, if anything, and make them think said way like teacher, and it's a very disturbing thing. If the parents want to discuss it with their child, that's their choice. And if the child eventually at the right age goes and asks them that question again, that's fine. But I think if you're at like the age of 14, 13, and 12 asking those questions, that's just concerning to me. I'd be more concerned about what's going on in school, you know?
Well, schools really don't push things like this. A lot of conservatives will say that they're pushing liberal ideas and pushing indoctrinating children into the LGBT. Schools aren't really doing that. That is a narrative. And things like critical race theory are not being taught in schools either. There's like two schools in an
Yeah.
entire country that teach critical race theory. I personally think they should
Hmm.
be teaching critical race theory, but we can get on that another time. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that if a child actually has questions,
Or,
if a child has questions about their gender and if they feel more feminine than being born a male, biologically male,
yeah.
I think teachers should have right to talk about it. Like, say the parents are Christian conservatives that don't believe in transition, they're not going to tell their child that it's all right to be transgender or something like that. They're going to tell their child, here, the Bible says this, and it's just a mental illness. You're just mentally ill. I, in my opinion, that is uh, emotional abuse. And
Chapter and what verse did you get that from?
what?
What chapter and what verse did you get that from?
I don't know. I don't. I know quite a bit about the Bible, but uh, that's just what conservatives would say. That's that. Like my family is Christian, and that's what they would say if I ever talked about something like that. That's what they would tell me. I don't
Yeah.
remember the Bible.
So here's my No, you're fine. So here's I think my biggest issue with this is the entire transgender thing. I mean, I so I've done this before. I'm in school currently. Um, yeah.
Go on. Are you there?
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
fine.
I'm here. Um, but the entire thing is so in school, I walk up.
Go ahead.
So I was at school, and happened this year. And I walk up to what I thought was a chick, but was actually a dude who thought they were a chick. And I said, uh, I was asking her to move out of my way. I said, "Ma'am, can you please move?" And it's like, I get, I don't know anyone who's gonna walk up to a person and say, "Hey, what are your pronouns?" I've never seen that happen before. I will never personally do that, because it's such a stupid thing. I'm not trying to be rude to those people, but it's so dumb, you know?
Well, I actually kind of agree with that. I'm not going up to a person and ask their pronouns, but I live in a small town in Kentucky. I'd probably get some odd looks if I asked someone their pronouns.
But like, you can't expect me to change basic human biology for you to feel comfortable in the world. I'm sorry, but no, like that, it just, I can't do that.
I understand what you're saying, but I also would have to argue that sex and gender are two different things. Gender is a social construct used to stereotype between the two sexes.
Gender and sex are not completely separate. They are still linked. Um, so I'll ask you this question. In the words of Matt Walsh, or Walsh is was whatever his name is, define a woman and without using the term woman.
I'm not really sure how to
Oh,
do that. I'm not good at defining things. But all I know is Matt Walsh is very dog whistly. He pushes his conservative. I don't like Matt Walsh. He is, in my opinion, he's more the kind of person to indoctrinate. He's doing the actual indoctrination. And people like Ben Shapiro and things like conserve kids or whatever, and
oh,
PragerU.
hmm. I mean, the entire trans argument though is that you can be whatever you want, whenever you want, and however you want. And I'm here to say that is simply not true. It is a slap in the face for people who have that and think that way. I am sorry if someone who watches this video thinks that way. You're wrong. It's it's a sad truth.
I really don't have much faith that anyone on the left are going to watch my videos. I've got like one viewer that's on the left that watches me. I think I had a liberal going on about some nonsense as liberals do, but most of the viewers are conservatives. And I don't think people
The
really
point being,
go ahead.
uh, the the point the point is that you can't change your gender. If you can change your gender, then I can change my age. Instead of me being 17, I identify as 21. It's like I can't do that legally because it's not physically possible.
Odd thing about that, my brother literally does that.
Because it's truth. It's the same logic applied to transgender. If I feel like I'm a female, looks like I'm a female, apparently. It doesn't work.
You can uh, a person. I don't see nothing wrong with a person dressing like a female and things if they want to. I don't see nothing wrong with that and recognizing
I
as a
see a
female.
person. I so I have issues with that though because it's not a normal thing. It's not a normal way of thinking. Or at the very least, it's not an average way of thinking. Your brain is messed up mentally. You are not. You have a disease. It is physically a disease, and it's a horrible thing. And I don't think they are female who are biologically a man. I will not call them by a female name. I will call them by a man name. I will call them sir. I will not call a female who thinks they are a man. I will call a female ma'am, and that's it. That's all there is to it. I mean, it's just it's ideas like that that have been killing the system and killing people, and the entire suicide rate of a bunch of this stuff is ridiculous. But that's because it's after transition and all that. I know I'm going on a rant here. It's just you know.
Well, that's basically the conservative argument. I feel like the pushback society has against it causes a lot of the mental health issues within the trans community.
I mean, even if we don't consider transgender to be mental illness, let's pretend for a second it's not, even though it is. Let's say for a second it's not. Suicidal thoughts, that is something going on in your head up there that would want you to do that. So if there's something causing that, whether that be bullying or something else in your head, depression, bullying, whatever, there's something up there in your head causing that. And it's just there are reasons for stuff like this.
But what about the
They just need
abuse?
help.
What about the emotional, sometimes physical, abuse that parents implement onto their children for feeling that way, feeling like they are a different gender than they were assigned at birth? What would you say about that?
I Well, first off, I am never, ever, ever gonna be okay with abuse, no matter what color, no matter what religion, what belief, whatever party, whatever. I do not care. I Abuse is never okay for anything, physical or mental. I'm never going to be okay with that. And I think it's shameful if some people think that way, that's okay. And it's not. Um, but I do think the people who have gender dysphoria need help.
Well, from what studies say, transitioning is that sort of help. Helps. It helps the
I mean,
transitioning. Go ahead.
sometimes, I mean, it can help them, but majority of the time, it actually makes it worse for them because they actually have been more likely to kill themselves afterwards, after transitioning.
I've
And pretend it are ending and whatnot.
I feel that like that has a lot to do with societal pushback, though. Sorry, my chair is really loud. It squeaks a lot.
You're good. Um, but we can say the same thing about um with the societal pushback. We say the same thing about any kind of economic system because people push on socialism and communism and whatnot. But you can apply that logic to anything, and that's such a BS logic to use because you can apply it to any form of anything. Agree with something that you believe in, I don't consider that pushback. I consider that their opinion. Um, and if multiple people believe that in society, I still don't consider that pushback. It's just a lot of people who have the same opinion. Now, it like with the bathroom thing and transgenders using that, that's disturbing. I mean, I don't, I don't agree with that. Many people don't agree with that, but it's not pushback. It's protection. It's advocating for something if you want to call it that.
All right, about the bathroom thing, both sides are wrong on that. Uh, because trans women in the women's restroom, that's not a good thing
Um,
because a man could just go in there recognized as a woman. But also, trans women in the men's restrooms, also not a good thing. That could lead to harassment or things like that. I think we just need, like those family restaurants, gender new, not family restaurants. I
yeah,
mean, family bathrooms or whatever. Just a single
yeah,
bathroom. There should be gender neutral
yeah.
bathrooms everywhere. There is kind of still a problem with that, considering the fact like you go to Walmart, there's gonna be like a whole line for the bathroom.
Hmm.
So I don't really think there's a clear solution for that.
I mean, so I'm gonna give you my experience with the entire transgender thing here. So this was pretty long time ago when this happened. So when I was in fifth grade, uh, and I didn't notice at the time until I found out like probably this year, but there was a female who thought they were a male. They already transitioned in the fifth grade, and it, very, very disturbing to like go into going through something that is that there was a female in the bathroom. And I don't know why that is disturbing to people. I find it disturbing like a normal person. People on the left, person, oh sorry, I'm not saying everyone on the left, but a lot of them think, oh, it's okay, it's fine, there's nothing wrong with this, it's normal. That's not normal. It is never going to be normal at all.
Well, I think everybody deserves to be not discriminated against. I think there needs to be acceptance. However, that is not the main thing around my ideology. The main thing in my ideology is the wealth gap. I don't really go talk too much on the equality stuff. That's more of something a liberal would do because liberals really don't know anything. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's my opinion. And I respect you for having yours.
I definitely think it's like, and I said this when we first did our first video. The fact that even two people can get together and have a conversation about something controversial is uh is a big deal because it people don't want to discuss and the it really comes down to not Democrat versus Republican or anything in between. It's us versus the government at the end of the day.
I totally agree. I don't recognize as a Democrat. I hate three-fourths of Democrats. They're just crooks. What they are. They're
You know
it's
what I mean.
I know, but I just wanted to put that in there. I rant a lot.
I know. Have you seen my videos?
I I
Uh, well, thank you for having me, as always.
it was my pleasure.
All right. You guys have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. Alright, that's going to conclude this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to debate me, hit me up on Discord. I actually will put my Discord in the description now. I don't know why I haven't had it in the description on my videos, but I'll start putting it in there. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for commenting, subscribing, all of that. And see you guys in the next one. Try not to kill each other, and peace.